important. And I also definitely want to thank Toyosi for touching on something very important. Prior to this time, it seems some people made it fashionable to say if you supported this president, you must have been paid, your business must have benefited. Well, this president wasn't the man in question that helped my business close possibly the best real estate transaction in the country in 2013, when I got South Africans to come to Nigeria to buy an asset worth $45 million. And at the time when I earned fee on the transaction, I didn't depend, it wasn't a transaction that had to do with government. It had zero relationship with the government. I speak to that today also for many other Nigerians, young Nigerians, that support this president. Please do not be ashamed to support the president. Do not be, because you have the right as a Nigerian to mention the name of the person you support anywhere, at home or abroad. I said something about facts. Truly, facts are sacrosanct. And I like this thing that we're doing right now, being able to actually deal with the numbers. But I am very concerned. On the plane this morning, I was talking to one of my egbons, as I call them. I see a lot of people trying to rewrite history. It is impossible to rewrite history. You can change your positions. You can come out and say, I now support somebody. But you can't change what the person did in the past. You can't change where the person was standing at any point in time. You can't change the fact that this candidate on the other side worked for 5 years under the most tyrannical leader in the history of Africa. He worked for 5 years under Abacha, oversaw the process that made the man that benefited from the freest election in the history of Nigeria to be jailed for 5 years. You can't change that history. You can't change the history that says that while the man's wife was fighting for him to be released, the same gunmen of this same dictator killed his wife. You can't change that fact. It's a fact. It's history. You can't rewrite history. You can't come back and tell us that the same man that kept quiet while all of that was going on is the same man you're selling to 30-year-olds, to people in their teens, to lead the future of Nigeria. I think it is for shortage of a better word to use, I think it's a sin on our collective psyche that this man is being presented to Nigerians again. And I speak with the most righteous anger I can find in me when I speak about this. For some unbelievable reason, in 2011, when this same man wept in front of international TV that he wasn't going to run again, I went to my Facebook text message and I said, this man I see is going to be the candidate running against this president in 2015. Because I could see through the deception of this man. The same thing that his followers today are trying to resell to Nigerians. Please do not sell me a bad package. Because I will not buy it. I will not buy it. I will not stand as younger Nigerians are being sold this package because they are younger. The gentlemen running social media campaign for this other man are in their 20s. They don't know what we went through. They don't know how my father was arrested for being a politician that was speaking up his mind. They don't know the ordeal my mother went through in those times. My concern is how those that know are intentionally trying to rewrite history. It is impossible, I say, to rewrite history. I'll go to the facts. I'll do my very good friend has spoken a lot about what Shopee has done, especially around the angles of the UWIN program. A lot of people talk about how this UWIN thing, oh, they just pick people and not. Well, I have a real life story. There's a lady in my estate. I live in an estate of 178 flats. It's a considerable population of people. A lady got a grant to run her idea. Her idea was simple. She believed younger children, even though they were going to good schools and all of that, had issues reading. And she wanted a business, a social business of the nature of the social enterprise, that would take books to estates on weekends. It will be cool. There will be vehicles. The vehicles will drive into your estate. The books will be in there. They pick a book a week. They read it. They do some jotting of a summary. They come back the next week. They discuss what they've read. And they take another book. It might sound so simple. But that was the lady's idea. That was all she wanted. She believed kids could study better if they had a bit more time to study at home, away from just normal thing they do in school. Now, people will tell you 1.6 million jobs might not be the number. You need to take care of an unemployment generation of maybe several millions of people. But what they quickly forget is that we are in a society that is very extended in nature. When a guy gets a job, ask the guys that work in banks. 20 people get fed. Monies are sent back home. So 1.6 million might look like a bit of a number. But you could easily say there's another 5 people, depending on these 1.6 million people, who do not have to go on the streets to beg, who have their school fees taken care of, who have their medical bills taken care of. This same administration, with the creation of the National Mortgage Refinancing Company, is set to unleash 200,000 homes in the next couple of years, because now individuals will be able to approach mortgage firms and be able to actually get cheaper mortgage. Now, again, the 200,000 is not just the number. When you create 200,000 homes, there is a multiplier effect within the construction industry. You're able to employ many more artisans working on these homes. And you're able to get much more professional services, people in architectural business and many more doing great things as well. This same administration has been able to help 7,000 lecturers go outside of Nigeria and also at home to get postgraduate degrees so that they are able to deliver better to our tertiary institutions. This same government, within the same time frame, has been able to rehabilitate 352 laboratories in our federal unity schools. And the most important thing for me here, around this fact, and I'm glad it's the last one, is that away from what people also used to complain about a lot, that we had a lot of recurrent expenditure and that not enough was being put on education, this same government has become the first to have been able to raise budget allocations up to the point of moving it to 100% of what it used to be. Thank you very much for your time. Sorry about that. I will introduce my friend now, Shegun.